Welcome back to Waking Mad. This is your host Jesse. We're going to do a video on fasting. I'm going to fast for 15 days. Pretty cool. I've been fasting on and off for around 2 years. I started building my way up, almost like a jogger building his way up to a marathon. Half a day here, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, up until my longest 10 days. That was pretty cool. Now I've given this some thought, and since I'm making a fasting video, it would be appropriate to show some flesh whereby you can see the transformation over time. So you've been warned. Here we go. So this is me at 106 kilos. As you can see, I've got some weight on me, some rolls, and that's good, because it's gonna drop pretty quickly. Now I've been fasting for 1 day now, and usually you would get typical symptoms and cravings, but because I've been doing this for a while, I feel great. I actually look forward to short fasts because it cleans out my body. This is day 2. I'm feeling pretty good. I've lost 3 kilos, so I'm around 103 kilos. So that's more than I thought I would lose. But let's see if that slows down. So for me, fasting is healthy, it resets my body, cleans out my machine, but it also challenges the mind-body or mind-ego relationship, and I can learn how to better navigate my vehicle. So that's it today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Day 3. I'm feeling tired. Didn't sleep too well last night because of external influences waking me up. So my discipline is a little bit laxed in regards to cravings. They're about a 6 out of 10 at the moment. I've lost about 1.3 kilos. That's about what I'd expect to have. Still got a decent amount of fat on me, still going pretty strong. If you're not used to fasting, the cravings are pretty hard to deal with. This is because, in my opinion, the typical approach to fighting the urge to eat is done by dominating it. But this does not tackle the underlying problem. The problem being that you actually want to eat. So you're telling yourself, I want to eat, but also saying, I'm fasting and can't eat. In turn, all you're doing is fighting yourself and creating resistance. A more advanced approach, I think, is to mentally deflect your resistances. You essentially put the desire to eat at a low priority, whereby you bypass that resistance feedback loop. Cool, huh? And this skill is not only applicable to fasting and eating, it's applicable to any internal resistances you encounter in life. Procrastination, or unwanted emotions or thoughts. See you tomorrow. So at day 4, still going strong. I weigh 99.6 kilos, and even though I didn't sleep that well, I feel great. Except, well, maybe this morning I was feeling a bit off, but I drank lots of water. Today I probably drank around 2.5 litres of water. I actually spent most of my day renovating my house. I did plumbing, gardening and cleaning, yet you would expect for someone who's been fasting to be low in energy and exhausted, yet I'm not. So how is that possible? Simply put, I've partially trained my body to burn fat rather than simple sugars and carbohydrates. as long as this bio pantry has plenty of fat to burn, and I continue to make it do work, I should have plenty of energy. A good example of this is how marathon runners calculate how much fat they need to acquire before they burn it off in a run. They can sustain long distance exercise because they train their bodies to burn fat. Fat is a wonderful source of fuel, yet if your body is saturated with simple sugars and carbohydrates, your body will burn that instead. But it is nowhere near as good as burning fats. I mean, would you light a lantern using sugar? Our diet should consist of foods with fats that make it harder for our bodies to work with. Good dairy, ancient grains, legumes, and vegetables. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. So we're at day 5, and I'm feeling quite chilled out. I slept pretty well, so maybe my body's like, hey, I want more of that. I weigh 99 kilos, so I haven't lost that much weight. I still feel like I am capable doing physical tasks and mental tasks. I've drunk lots of water, so tonight I don't feel like saying much. I'm just going to leave it here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. So day 6, I weigh about 98.2 kilos. I've lost more weight than yesterday. I've drunk lots of water. Feel great. My previous lack of energy was brought on by my body trying to trick me into hibernation. The body knows that I'm not eating, but it doesn't know how long for, so it prepares for the worst. It begins to gradually decrease the amount of available energy I have to burn. Pretty weird, huh? I use the word trick because the body will actually try to communicate that you're struggling in several ways. Shallow breaths, feeling tired, feeling cold, a lack of energy, feeling fatigue, and light fainting. If you fall into the assumption that you need to slow down, you will only enhance the hibernation effect. This will make it increasingly difficult for you to function in your daily life. Rather than allowing your body to trick you into hibernating, you can trick it into burning more energy for you. In this way, you will have more energy throughout the day. If you have an active lifestyle, you might not need to worry about this. But if you have a low physically demanding lifestyle, like me, you should exert more energy into your bodily functions, such as taking longer and deeper breaths, and putting more effort, exerting more energy into everything you do, such as going to get a cup of tea or going back and forth from your chair. So in realizing this, I've had a much better day. Let's see how tomorrow goes. Day 7. So it's raining today, and it might be a little bit noisy. But anyway, so I weigh 97.6 kilos. I'm still going pretty strong. Lots of water, for about 2.5 to 3 liters. Mentally good. Physical fatigue, pretty good. I slept really well last night. So we're just going to do a short one today. So here I have some cheesy corn chips. Oh, it smells good. Smells really good. And I have some peanuts. They smell even better. Now, just because I'm fasting doesn't mean that I have to be disinterested in food. As I explained earlier, my priority to eating food is low, but my interest in food can still be high. I could lower my interest in food, but I found that it doesn't really have any effect on my fasting. I can still smell food, cook food, be around my family with food, but because my priority for eating food is low, it doesn't bother me. Well, maybe a little bit. So if you find yourself interested in food, that's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, it is cold today. Day 8. I weigh about 97 kilos, so I haven't lost that much weight. Drunk about 2.5 litres of water. My cravings are 2 out of 10, so they're pretty low. I didn't sleep that well. I stayed up quite late working on some projects, so it's just going to be a short one today. I'm going to hit the sack and get some rest. As a result, mentally and physically, I'm feeling a bit weak, but my well-being is still pretty good, still strong. I have noticed though that I've been doing things slower. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. It's a bit like doing Tai Chi or something. And in addition, time itself seems to be slow. Like the days drag on. As if you were watching a clock all day. It's pretty boring. But hey, I'm over halfway. Nearly there. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Day 9 today. Still pretty good. I've drunk lots of water, probably around 3.5 litres. Interesting enough, I haven't lost any weight. Well, according to the scales. I think I've lost weight, but water, every litre of water is about 1 kilo, so maybe that's what it was. So today was Mother's Day, and went to all the mothers, and they put on decent spreads. And I was socialising around people who were eating food. Now, it's interesting because when you're fasting and you don't eat, it's really weird, particularly in Western societies. And I often get asked a lot of questions and get some weird looks. What I've found in my experience is that when you say you're fasting, people assume you're doing a juice fast or a vegetable fast or something like that. But when you say, no, it's just water, particularly for anything lengthy, they look at you like you're crazy. And they can even start to worry about you. If you're new to fasting, you can get around this by saying, other cultures practice fasting as a discipline. And I was interested and thought I'd try it out. And then you can say, if I start feeling bad, I'll stop. And then they usually go, oh, okay, it's just some interesting thing that they're doing. But as you get more experienced, and you may even adopt fasting as like a weekly or monthly practice, you can start to tell them or explain to them what fasting is all about. And usually you can refer to your experience and come up with logical explanations, but not to convince them, but to help them relieve the stress they're feeling or the anxiety they're feeling about you fasting. So it's good to be prepared for that. Expect that, because it is weird. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, it is day 10. It's cold. So I weigh 96.1 kilos. Lost more today than yesterday. I didn't sleep that well last night. Slept okay. As a result, I'm feeling pretty tired. It's also day 10, and I'm pretty excited. I've got 5 more days to go, and I've already noticed that my cravings are around 5 out of 10. So I better rein it in, or else the next 5 days are going to be difficult. The 10-day fast I did about a year ago was not as easy as this. I noticed that around day 6 I started feeling fatigued and getting symptoms of light dizziness and even fainting. It was much harder to control my cravings, but I think I've learned a lot since then. I'm doing this because I like to fast and I'm passing on my experience and my knowledge. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but I hope it helps. With that said, the 10-day fast I did a year ago did change my life. I became vegan and was more conscious of the food that I ate. I meditated more. I stopped reacting, or at least could observe my reactions, as opposed to relying on them, physical, emotional, or mental. So I started to have more control. And with that, overall, I became a stronger and better person. Well, it's cold, and I'm tired. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, day 11, and it's still cold. It's been busy today. Done full days manual labor, doing the gardening, plumbing, renovating my house, all sorts. I've had plenty of energy. It would seem that I do better if I'm active, physically active, as opposed to not sitting at my computer and working on my designs. So I don't know how much I weigh today. I do not have access to scales. I'm guessing it's around 95.5 or 0.6. My cravings have been about a 1 because, well, I've been busy all day. Did sleep that well last night. The mind, when you're fasting, for me anyway, the mind just keeps thinking about all sorts of things. And I'm trying to figure out a method with which would help with that. And also my body too, inside it's buzzing with energy. I'll talk about that another day. So just a quick update today. I'm tired, I'm gonna go to bed. Got a big day tomorrow. So thanks, see you tomorrow. Day 12. Man, I am tired today. I've had 2 days of full labour work, doing gardening and renovating, shifting furniture, loading trailers. Currently I weigh around 94.8 kilos. I've drunk 2.5 litres of water. Cravings around 2. Didn't sleep well last night. My daughter got scared and I share the bed with her, and I usually don't get sleep. So even though I'm day 12 with nothing but water, I can still do a hard day's labour, which is pretty cool. I'm impressed. I think that just goes to show you we can metabolize our fat and rely on that as opposed to eating. So I'm going to get some rest. I will elaborate on more interesting topics about fasting tomorrow, and see you. Welcome to day 13. I'm feeling pretty good. I got some decent sleep. So I weigh 94.5 kilos, haven't lost that much weight. Drunk 2 litres of water. Mentally, physically, pretty good. And my cravings are around 4 out of 10. I'm just a little excited about eating, so tomorrow, that might be interesting. See if I can rein it in. While fasting, whatever you consume will have its effects multiplied. This is because your body will give that which you consume all of its attention. It's a bit like having a teacher teach 30 kids or just 1 kid, whereby the 1 kid has the teacher's complete and undivided attention. Some vitamins and minerals are okay, but I would be very careful about what medication and drugs you put into your body. You even need to be careful about what you put on your skin. Your skin is the biggest organ in your body. So if, for example, you go to a pool or a beach, your body will consume the salt and the chlorine. And while you're fasting, that will become concentrated and its effects will be amplified, and it might not be too good. Because of this effect, I think that if you combine fasting with consuming particular things that are good for repair or fighting disease or illness, then you would heal faster. For example, if you have inflammation, you could try taking turmeric. However, I would be careful about overdosing. The golden rule in fasting, whether it's half a day, 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, 10 or 15, if you have any pain or serious discomfort, you should stop. You can always go back to your fasting in the next day or two. It's no big deal. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. So it is day 14. I finish my fast tomorrow. I weigh 94.3 kilos currently, so I don't think I'm going to make my 91. Which means my wife will probably win the bet. She said around 96. I said 91. I slept pretty decently last night. Drank 2 liters of water. The cravings have been pretty high. In preparation for ending my fast tomorrow, my wife's been cooking up a storm. A lovely, fresh, homemade tomato soup. Oh! So, yeah. Am I excited to be eating again? Yes. But not because I need to, more because food is really interesting. Sensationalism is terribly attractive and addictive. I think I would make a poor monk. So, whenever I fast, I've always had trouble sleeping. My mind is grasping for thoughts at any chance it can get. And my body is like a hive of energy. This time round, I think, because my body is not occupied with consuming or using resources, all those resources are available for my mind to generate thoughts. And so my mind has plenty of energy to play with. Usually when faced with these sorts of problems, I just sit down and meditate and focus on my body. I've had to get quite good at meditation because years back, for about 8 months, I've had mild insomnia. That was my own doing though. I was curious in the mechanics of sleep, and as a result, couldn't sleep. So I had to get very good at it. So even though I couldn't naturally fall asleep anymore, but I did in the end achieve mechanical methods for falling asleep. However, while fasting, my body feels light. It is hard to focus on. I can't use it as a good anchor for my meditation. I'm not used to dealing with a hyperactive mind. I think I need to come up with different approaches to meditation and falling asleep to compensate for this. So being aware of this, I tested it last night. I focused on the pressure and the warmth between my body and the bed, and slowly but surely progressively drifted to sleep. So I got more sleep than usual. Yes. So hopefully it's a good sign of things to come. With enough practice, I think I can nail it. With more practice, it would be easier to use, just as I had learnt meditating in my body while going through my insomnia period. So you might have your own problems with sleep while fasting. I think the point here is that whatever it is, you should try and figure out different approaches that you can use to sleep. So that's all today. I'm very excited about tomorrow. We'll see you then. Day 15! We're here. We finally did it. And I weigh 93.6 kilos, so I think my wife won the bet. Just. There are so many topics to discuss about fasting. I encourage you to explore them for yourself. Now, as a reward, I have some of my wife's delicious soup. She's been tormenting me with this soup all day yesterday. And I finally get to eat it. smells good. My body wants this so bad. It's actually really interesting, particularly when you first start fasting. You notice how your body acts on its own, even though you don't want it to. So at the moment, every muscle in my being just wants me to grab the spoon and chuck it in my mouth and gulp it down. Oh, there's so much flavor. Wow. It's like sweet but savory, and this is homemade. This has got basil, thyme. It's got tomatoes, plum tomatoes, tomato paste. I don't know. It's got magic in it. That's what it's got. The reason why I'm eating soup is because if you're on a long fast, anything from 10 or even 5 days, if you eat solids, your body will most likely have constipation, and I mean serious constipation. You'll probably have to go see a doctor. So to avoid that, they recommend that for half your fasting time, you have liquids such as soups and veggie juices and stuff like that. It's amazing. My body feels a surge of energy already. It's almost like it's already metabolized the food. The last 10 days I underwent massive personal growth. I encountered wonderful, eye-opening spiritual experiences and grasped some key concepts about life that affected me and still does affect me towards becoming the being that I've always envisioned myself to be. Deep down, there's like a part of me that knows what it wants to be. It just tries to communicate to me, giving me little bits of hints here and there. So I wonder if this fast will bring about more adventures. Oh, it's so good. This is food for the gods, surely. It's tomato soup. Oh. So that's it for this video. I would love to hear about your experiences, and if you have any suggestions for other videos you would like me to do, please leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it to all your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much for watching. Stay true. Divine. So good.